UP Lady Maroons beat the UE Lady Warriors in the first game of today's doubleheader. Joining us tonight, our sports desk analysts Z. Hervacio and Melissa Gohing. Okay, big win, much needed win for the UP Lady Maroons, winning over UE, which, you know, for a lot of fans, this was expected. It's not really a shocker. But looking at UP's top performers here, Tots Carlos with 21 points, Cathy Barzola with 18, Isa Molde with 16. For UE, Adorador, Baliton, and Alcaide, they were the top three performers for UE. This was a much-needed win for UP. When you look at this UP team, what is their challenge moving forward, Mel?
Maybe it's more of a mind game for me. You can see them while they're playing na medyo hindi pa sila 100% confident after dire-diretsong talo. Hindi mo rin masisisi kasi dire-diretsong talo sila. So, yun yung, for me, their biggest challenge. It's their mindset.
Z, your thoughts on UP's mental challenge moving forward here in the second round?
I agree with Mel. It's psychological for UP. Ever since that day that they lost to Ateneo in straight sets, it was downhill for them. I think they lost 4 consecutive times since then, having lost to Ateneo again just this weekend. And then now we see them win against UE. I think they needed this one. Parang confidence booster for them heading into this weekend's game, which is tough since it's going to be against LaSalle. We have to note that it was a big win naman for them back in the first round when they won against LaSalle. But we'll see if they get to switch their feelings, their minds to a better way coming into this weekend.
When you look at this UP team, firepower should not be a problem.
Yes.
I mean, you have Tiamson, you have Tots Carlos. So that shouldn't be a problem. If there's something that they really need to address, aspect of their games, ano yun, Mel?
It's the reception and digging. Because they lost, a great player, a great libero like Pia Geiser, and then knowing that Dorog is not really the libero. She's converted as a libero. She wasn't even wearing the libero jersey when Pia was injured, so you can't really blame her for because it's not her position. So that's really a huge challenge for UP. I mean, they have good spikers, but it's just that they can't convert it because they don't have service receive. They crumble during service receive and as well as defense.
Do you agree, Z?
Yeah, I agree. Everything starts with the reception naman, the serve receive. Especially considering that they have a young setter then that cannot adjust well to bad balls. Unlike Ateneo, kahit Ateneo din masama reception, but they have Gia Morado who's experienced, who's more mature, who's more skilled in terms of making the ball better for her spikers. But yeah, you're right. There's no problem naman with attacks for UP. It's just reception, and I think a little bit of coverage when they block. They have to cover when they block, they need to cover then for the balls that goes through their blocks. I think yun lang then.
Okay, well, it's nice to focus on UP also because if we look at the team standings, UP, UST, FEU, they're all tied up at 5 and 4. So it's UST, UP, FEU, and U. That's a big group.
Yes.
Tied at 5 and 4. And then you have Ateneo and LaSalle. They're trying to break away as the top 2 team. And remember, there are only 4 spots in the Final Four.
Yes.
So, I mean, if things parang tuloy-tuloy lang yung pattern na to, you have 4 teams that will, I guess, fight for the last 2 spots. And if you're UP, you have to be part of that group. And hindi ka pwedeng paiwan. And they have this big game coming up on Sunday. But that's getting ahead of ourselves. Let's look at that Saturday big game, FEU versus Ateneo. FEU is at 5 and 4, Ateneo at 8 and 1. Ateneo, hottest team right now in the league. FEU, for me, in my very, very, very humble opinion, I still think FEU is a dangerous team. What is it about this? Ano ba yung kulang? Is it consistency, Mel? When you look at the Lady Tamaraws, because they have the talent. They have Bernadette Pons, one of the best players in the league, Remy Palma. So ano pang kulang for FU to get that winning streak?
For me, it's maturity and consistency. They have numerous unforced errors from the stats from their last game. So they really have to work on it with lessen their errors and as well as patibayan talaga ng loob. Especially if they're going up against, the #1 team.
FU, your thoughts on the Lady Maroons, Z?
I agree with Mel, but just to add, I think they need that killer instinct. We saw their first round match against Ateneo. They got the first 2 sets, but then last 3 sets, Ateneo took advantage of their weakness. And I guess, killer instinct. If they had that, they could have won in straight sets. And we'll see in this weekend's game if they deliver that aspect in their game.
Yeah, I'm sure FU, dapat tinalo na natin yung Ateneo de Lasag. Tatalunin na natin yan on Saturday. The Sunday big game is LaSalle versus UP. What a big test for UP. But if you're LaSalle, what is your motivation for this game, Mel?
Sabi nga nila, pag natalo yung LaSalle, the next
kawawa.
So for sure, the mindset of LaSalle is makabawi. And for UP naman, to, slowly regain their confidence back. They won their last game. So now it's a challenge for them. And of course, they're more kumpiyansa in this game because they beat LaSalle in straight sets.
Yeah, so you're LaSalle, diba? Tatandaan mo yun, tinalo tayo nito. Is that their #1 motivation on Sunday?
I guess so. We saw how LaSalle bounced back from their games. They lost to UP. Yung sumunod na kalaban nila, NU. They beat them in straight sets. Natalo ang LaSalle against Ateneo. Kalaban nila FEU next. Tinalo nila ng straight sets.
So in other words, you say good luck, UP. You might need it on Sunday.
Good luck and heads up lang that they're gonna be coming on full steam ahead.
Just say it. They'll be upset and motivated.
Yes.
Guys, this was a great half hour of analysis for the UAP. Thank you, Z. Thank you, Mel, for joining us tonight. Catch us later at 10 for more sports stories. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at SportsDeskPH. I'm Nico Halili. Thank you for watching.